You just need to show up. That's it. Like, that is the reality. Now, simple advice, but sometimes hard to do. Let me explain. If you want to have success, if you want to reach your health and fitness goals, in fact, if you want to reach any kind of goals, you just need to show up. That is it. That's why the motto at Heartletics, right? Really two mottos, if you think about it, right? Whenever somebody signs up for our coaching program, we send them over a little affirmation card, but also this wristband right here. And on the wristband, it says consistency is key. aka just show up. But then also, 1% better every day. That's it. I want you to think about your physical fitness, right? In terms of like you trying to reach your goals as a marriage, as a relationship, right? Maybe it's with your spouse, maybe it's a relationship with your kids or somebody that you love. So let's just use, for example, your spouse. Now, at times, no relationship is perfect. I think we all can understand that, There's going to be some trials, some tribulations, stress, fights, arguments. Like, hey, that's just part of life, so to speak. But here's the reality. If let's say you've been married for 10 years, right? And let's say you and your spouse get into a heated argument. Are you just going to throw in the towel and just go ahead and get a divorce and, pack up your bags and leave? Maybe leave your kids also? I highly doubt it. At least I hope not, So it's just like, why don't you treat your physical body, right? And maybe your mindset as the same relationship that you have with your spouse. Meaning that, when times get tough, maybe you don't see the progress that you want. Maybe you're dealing with an injury. Maybe you're dealing with stress. Maybe just, the season of life that you're living right now, it's hard for time management to maybe go to the gym or hard to, eat a well-balanced diet, whatever the case may be. Are you just going to quit? That's the reality. And that's why, unfortunately, over 45% of the U.S. is considered obese or overweight. Is so many people just throw in the towel, they quit. They don't have the proper mindset. And I encourage you and I challenge you is treat your body like a marriage. You want to know why? Because the relationships that maybe you have with your loved ones, with your family, with your friends, whoever you're close with, if you have that same relationship, the same meaning for your own body, hands down, I promise you this, your life is going to completely change. This is the best relationship that you can have. You want to know why? Because when you focus on you becoming the best version of yourself, you don't only grow to new levels, but most importantly, you can help others as well. Let me explain. So when I say focus on you, and I say have that relationship with your body, let's first break this down into 4 different categories. And this is the 4 pillars of success that we like to coach and educate our members at Heartletics about. That is obviously your physical body, but most importantly, right, that's just a small little piece to the puzzle, right? You have your mental health, which is huge. I mean, look up the stats, honestly. In today's society, I think depression is at a skyrocket. Suicide risks are at skyrocket rates as well, because so many people lack that mental grit, mental toughness, because nobody's helping them mentally become more confident, become more knowledgeable, right? Acquire more skills and really give a whole different positive meaning to life. You can have a growth mindset or you can have a fixed mindset. You can have an open-minded or, hey, you're closed-minded. At the end of the day, the one that's going to look at the glass being half full rather than half empty is always going to have a better, more successful life. Positive thinking 101. Next up is, your emotional state, which is once again huge. And this is coming from somebody out of experience. Somebody that never really worked on their emotional being before, their emotional state. And I can say this, when I actually got into, a relationship with my emotions, it was like the world was so much better. And you want to know why? It's because at the end of the day, a lot of people bundle everything in, especially guys in general, right? They hold on to everything. They hold on to grudges. They hold on to the words that they wish they could have said, but maybe they didn't voice their opinion. They hold on to anger. They hold on to all these different things. And at the end of the day, it's only hurting them. It's not hurting anybody else. It's kind of just like this, Coca-Cola bottle where eventually somebody comes by and says something, or maybe something happens at work, or whatever adversity and storm comes your way in life. It's like dropping a Mentos into that Coca-Cola bottle. It just explodes and goes everywhere. Another way to think about this is if just, let's say, my body, right, was just had a bunch of water inside of it. And let's say I had two different, food coloring shades. One is black, and like, let's just say that's the hate, the anger, the enviness, all this stuff, the pride, like everything, right? Let's say that's black. And let's say the love, the joy, the peace, the kindness, happiness, let's say that's yellow. Well, guess what? I can put the whole entire food coloring of yellow inside of my body. But the reality is all I need is a few little trickles of the black, right? Of the hates, the negativity, the anger, and it's going to mess up and deteriorate that whole entire shade, of that duration of color within inside of me. It's not going to be bright. It's not going to be as pure as if it was just love, joy, peace, etc. So the end of the day, as men, and for anybody actually, the only way to clean yourself out, think about it, right? If you have a bunch of, crap in your cup, right? A bunch of, nasty black dirt and, different shades, right? It's just looks horrible. The only way to realistically clean that out is by pouring it out. And the way to pour it out is by having people in your corner, by having a community, by having people you trust that you can talk to. But most importantly, you can feel, hey, I'm coming from a heart place because I know if I pour my emotions, I'm not going to be judged, right? These guys are going to tell me what I need to hear, not what I want to hear. That's why I love everybody inside the community group at Heartletics, because people have no problem voicing their opinion. They have no problem calling people out on the bullcrap, saying, hey, dude, that ain't right. Like, you need to step up. You need to be a warrior. You need to be a man. And sometimes somebody needs to hear that because they only see things from one perspective instead of others. So it's just like at the end of the day, the better way to get more in, inclined with more in tune with your emotional state and get better at that is to have people in your corner that you can talk to, that support you, that you can vent and trust and have these deep conversations with. And hands down, like that's why, accountability goes hand in hand with all this. And then lastly, right, your spiritual side, and why that's so important. And I'm not talking about religion also, it's having faith in something, right? It's knowing that, hey, there is a greater source than, our physical bodies here on earth, that we are put here for a reason. But also, most importantly, what happens when you put faith and trust into something? It takes the pressure off your plate. Let me explain. So many times in my life, I wanted to have the controller, right? Let's just say we're playing the video game of Coach Joe, right? Have the controller. And it's like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And sure enough, right? Maybe I'm progressing, maybe I'm, beating a few of the levels of the video game, but maybe I get stuck. And maybe I get stuck at a certain point in this video game where I try all these different moves and, atrophies, and I don't ever progress. I don't ever level up. Well, it's at least for me, in my, opinion, it's better for me to hand the controller over to a greater source and say, hey, I don't know how this is all going to work out. I don't know how to level up from here, but I'm trusting and believing that it's all going to work out, right? And in your own great timing, and not my timing, but hey, it's all going to work out in the end. That's it. And sometimes if you're especially going through some hardships in your life, once again, maybe that's, deaths in the family. Maybe that's illnesses, sicknesses. Maybe you lost your job. Maybe that's, maybe you're not doing well with your finances, whatever the case may be. It's best to put your faith into something because once again, it takes the load, it takes the pressure off of you. So at the end of the day, how do you win when it comes to you becoming the best version of yourself mentally and physically? How do you achieve your goals? Well, it's very simple. Consistency. Just show up. 1% better each and every day. But you have to understand that you have to focus on all these areas in your life. Not just your physical body, right? And what does that mean? Hey, That's the nutrition that you're putting into your body. That's you training, right? Building that discipline. That's the personal development traits as well, but also mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I promise you this, that if you have that relationship with your body, okay, all your other relationships, your marriage will be better. Your relationship with your kids are going to be better. Your relationships with your boss and your coworkers are going to be better. Your relationship with your friends and your communities are going to be 10 times better. Because guess what? You are getting better. You are leveling it up. And when you level up vertically and not just horizontally, guess what? You can help other people. They can see that inspiration coming from you. And it's like you're lighting that spark right inside everybody else. Where next thing you know, you are that, that motivation. You are that source where they're coming to you asking for help. Hey, how did you make this change? Hey, you have such a positive mindset. Hey, how are you so emotionally strong to get through this? Hey, how do I grow my faith like you? And guess what? That's a really rewarding feeling, knowing that you can become a leader in today's society. And that, my friends, is how we make the world a better place. It all starts with you. Gandhi said it best. He said, be the change that you want to see within the world. And that doesn't mean, hey, voicing your opinion on, politics or religious beliefs or anything like this. No, you need to be that change. What can you do, right, to make the world a better place, And it all starts with your actions. It all starts with your mindset. It all starts with your heart as well. So at the end of the day, you want to learn how to really have success in life. You want to learn how to really reach your goals. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, for sure. And hands down, just don't give up. 1% better each and every day. Just show up. Consistency is key. Guys, this has been Coach Joe with the Heartletics Podcast. And as always, I'll talk to you next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts.